I had always heard that abusers were men and child molesters were these old, gross men. So when I started to remember everything that I had been through, I felt like an absolute freak because my abuser wasn't an old, gross man. She was everybody's favorite PE teacher, and it just made me feel incredibly lonely, and I didn't know where to turn to. I thought she was a great role model for me, and at that time she was everything I wanted to be. She was married and a PE teacher, and it's everything I aspired to be. And then the abuse started, and by then I was so far away from everyone, and I was a part of all of those secrets, all of those things that I should have told my mom. I didn't know how to end it, and I was really, really, really scared. We were in my driveway and my parents were right inside, and she gave me a hug, and she had been kissing me on the cheek, which I just thought was like, I remember feeling a little bit uncomfortable with it and having a bad feeling in my stomach, but she kissed me on the cheek, but it like was half on my mouth, and I knew right then, like, she wants something else from me. Probably the hardest thing that happened during those years was when she would sneak in my house and be there, and my parents were home, and I would go upstairs to go to bed, and she would be in my closet or under my bed, and she would abuse me, and then she would leave. One time she jumped out the window and broke her ankle. Detective Parker said that my case would probably be dismissed on lack of evidence if I didn't have her saying, admitting to things on the phone. So I had to call her. That was the middle of July of 2010, and it was the most gut-wrenching experience to do, because right away she wanted to manipulate and control.
I don't know if I could see you and not have to touch you, and then if I touched you, I don't know if I could, I don't know if I could resist. I just don't know. I don't know about you, but for me there will always be an attraction, a physical attraction, like a burning inside attraction.
What I'm trying to say is, like, it didn't matter if that was when I was 13 or 14 or 28 or 16 or 80, right?
Yeah, in a world without rules or society or whatever, in the purest of sense, yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm worried that you're trying to get me to say what concretely happened, because somebody's trying to pin something on me.
Like what?
Like maybe this is all going to come back and I am going to pay for what I've done.
Sentencing was in December, but it certainly wasn't an end to this. It wasn't really even a victory. It's always nice to see a monster go to prison, but we know that Kristen's going to be living with the pain for the rest of her life.
She took away a part of my childhood, a part of my innocence, a part of my heart that I've had to fight really hard to get back. And she almost took away everything I had. When I first started to remember all of this, I didn't know if I could live through the nightmares and the memories and the horror and the loneliness. And I'm really, really proud and really glad I did.
For me, a lot of it is just being supportive of her and really just listening to what she's been through and listening to how she feels, and on a daily basis, how she's feeling, how she's doing.
Hey.
This has made us closer. I mean, I don't think you can walk through something that's harder than this.
I remember one thing that Scott said to me a long time ago is that nothing in your life is permanent, and that just stuck with me, because as bad as I felt at times, and remembering what happened to me and having flashbacks and seeing what some of my childhood and adolescence was really like, I've been able to live through that, and I've gotten stronger each day that I've lived through it, and it gets better. And there will be people that surprise you and are more capable of loving you and helping you than you would have ever guessed.
Mainly, I wanted to be there as a friend, a coworker, and give her a place to be supported and loved and encouraged. As time went on, she felt more comfortable with sharing some of the details with the team, so that they could be there to support her and love her and encourage her. And it's provided an opportunity for us as a program to talk about some really hard things and learn from it and grow and be inspired.
When I started to remember everything, I realized that I had this whole part of my past that's really dark and sad and lonely, and at the same time I'm excelling in my life and I'm loving my job, and I feel like I'm making an impact as a coach, and I have a wonderful husband and a beautiful home and a great family, but I'm still the person that went through hell and back because of this. And that's why I decided, instead of being Jane Doe, that it was really important that I said that this happened to me, because it did happen to me. And I need to live both parts of my life, the really great and bright and beautiful parts of my life, alongside the darker parts of my life, to help people, including myself, understand that you can come through the other side of this, and I don't have to be Jane Doe, and I don't have to be ashamed, and it's still hard, but I have people who will love me even if my life wasn't just perfect.